What's going on, beautiful people? Thank you for being here. If you're here, it's not by accident, as there are no accidents in life. That being said, I don't believe there are mistakes either, only experiences. For those that don't know me, I'm a Reiki master, teacher, an intuitive psychic empath, among other things. As everybody says, please like, share, subscribe to my channel to help the channel and myself grow. I am brand new to YouTube. I'm not brand new to reading or channeling, but I would really love nothing more than to create a place for authentic, real people, whether you're a healer, a light worker, or, just somebody that is seeking the highest good for you and everyone around you. Then, you know what? This place is for you. Because that's what I'm all about. If you have any questions or you want to reach me, please feel free to shoot me an email at wisdomrosepetal@gmail, or you can look up my Etsy shop if you want a more personalized reading. um, but yeah, with that being said, let's just hop in and see what God had for me today. And I will say, this was from the other day, and I had some time to reflect on it. The other day was actually my daughter's birthday, and it was just a very reflective morning for me. For some reason, it was just like, where did all of this time go? And it kind of made me start looking at myself, and it was just crazy because I just kept hearing, you become, and then that was sort of in the back of my mind. And as I was getting ready to take her to school, I saw a rabbit, and all of a sudden I started thinking of the Velveteen Rabbit, which kind of fits in perfectly, as it's a children's book, and it was my child's birthday. And I was like, okay, so there has to be, like, what am I thinking? Like, why am I thinking of this? And then I started to remember, you know, this quote in it, and it's about becoming your authentic self. And your authentic self, but also just the real beauty, like the real kind of beauty, takes time. And just thinking of the road it took to get here to this place, and just, the bumps, the bruises, and everything, it doesn't happen overnight. And I'm gonna read you know a quote from the book, because it's just so perfect about how, realness and being authentic and what true beauty is. I think we've lost sight of that. And yeah, so anyways, I'm gonna quote it. Real isn't how you are made, said the skin horse. It's a thing that happens to you. When a child loves you for a long, long time, not just to play with, but really loves you, then you become real. And the rabbit replied, does it hurt? And the skin horse said, sometimes, because he was always truthful. And he said, when you are real, you don't mind being hurt. Does it happen all at once, like being wound up, he asked, or bit by bit? And the skin horse said, and he's referring to being loved for who you truly are. It says, it doesn't happen all at once, said the skin horse. You become. It takes a long time. That's why it doesn't happen often to people who break easily, or have sharp edges, or who have to be carefully kept. Generally, by the time you are real, most of your hair has been loved off, and your eyes drop out, and you get loose in the joints and very shabby. But these things don't matter at all, because once you are real, you can't be ugly, except to people who don't understand. And end quote. But anyways, I feel like this is kind of, I started channeling this overall message of just how becoming beautiful and authentic. I mean, if you've ever felt like you're behind or misunderstood or still becoming who you are meant to be, this is for you. um it's just, we don't have to be perfect or to be worthy, because imperfection is actually where true beauty lies. And it's up to us to uncover it. Things don't have to be right on time to start or end something, whether it's your healing journey or starting a new career path. No matter how old you are, whether you're young or old, um, making space for a new hobby in your life, having your first 500th day at the gym again. Like, you don't have to be the perfect weight or have the perfect job or number in your bank account to be seen for your true beauty. Like, when you are real, when you step into your sovereign state of, and your soul is expressing itself. So this is definitely for somebody that needs to hear this, that it's not too late, and it's definitely like the story is far from over for you. You don't have to have it all together for things to be successful, and you don't always have to be in such a rush to arrive either, because the truth is, I will never even know what I deem on time is late, because who knows, maybe it's early, or how many people avoided a car accident because they were running late, or made a significant connection because you were early. All we have and all we ever will have is a small fraction or a small vantage point of the whole of it all, the beautiful universe and the tiny intricacies and mechanics of how God created it to all dance together. We really don't know. And maybe not knowing is actually just what makes it that real kind of beauty, that we are all seeking to feel. It's that beauty that makes you the real kind, that makes you just stop and just have to take that deep breath in, to smell those roses, to be in awe and forced effortlessly into that like state of gratitude just because something feels so undeniably beautiful and authentic. That's what the soul craves, that's what the soul strives for, that's what we're chasing. Everybody's chasing something in this life, and the truth is it's already within you, and it doesn't matter how long it takes you to figure that out or get there. That saying, I think it was Buddha, it's the journey, not the destination, right? And it's just going back to the children's book, the rabbit wasn't special because he was new or perfect, and he became real because he was loved. And in that process of being loved, he was worn down, his fur thinned, his seams loosened, but that's when he became real. And that's kind of like what I was hearing is, it's not about, it takes time, and beauty comes in all ages, all forms. And I'm not saying like the aesthetic beauty here, I'm talking about that soul level beauty. And we live in this world that celebrates instant results, that instant beauty, instant success, instant clarity. But again, back to this rabbit, that you become, and that is the kind of beauty that everybody really genuinely seeks. Is it's the kind that lasts, and it takes time. Some people bloom early, some people bloom quietly, some bloom after years of becoming, but none of it is making you late. So this is definitely for somebody that I'm here to tell you, you're not late, you're right on time. And as I tune in, like I just, whoever this message is for, there's a lot of beautiful things coming to you. And it is wild once you step into that authenticity, just how much the universe comes to your aid and supports you and leads the way. Even it becomes effortless. And that's the thing, authenticity, it's not loud, it's not polished, and it doesn't have to make sense to other people. It's choosing to keep becoming. Even if you feel unfinished, you choose that. This is for somebody that's dedicated to themselves, and you keep going. This is not for a weak person. This is for a warrior. A warrior spirit is what I'm really feeling, and I don't feel like this is going to be a message for everyone, because it only takes a true real person to understand what is even being said here. This is for somebody that is finally stepping into maybe your purpose. Maybe you are accepting who you are, but loving who you are. And so many clients, like, I just want to be happy, or this and that. And it's like, you want to know the secret to happiness or spiritual growth is its acceptance and love of yourself. Love yourself. It's already all within you. That's the real kind of beauty. And it's so funny, even like one of my girlfriends, she is on her own little spiritual journey and path too, and she comes to me all the time, and I love her dearly. I do love her dearly, and it's just those answers that she's seeking. It's like, those are all within you, and there is nothing that I can say that will ever make you realize until you spend that time within yourself and start to love and accept yourself. And it starts with unlearning everything that you were conditioned to either think, believe, feel. We carry so much stuff, and the trueness of it all, like, even in the like Jesus even says, like, you must be like a child to enter the kingdom of heaven. And then there's that Bible verse that says the kingdom of heaven is within you. So I think the message here is that it doesn't matter how old you are. If you want to be beautiful and real and experience that authenticity, you do have to be like that child and find that passion again. And you need to go for it. And you need to laugh more. You need to not be so serious. We are just trained to be stressed in this life. Oh my God, we are so trained to be stressed out, and it's hard to take the time to really just breathe, and it takes time to even create a life where you can, step from that. This is definitely a journey of becoming, life in general. But the funny thing of it all is that you were already who you were seeking all along. And nobody, once you do realize that, and you see that, and you love and accept yourself, you realize that there is nothing and no one that can ever take that away from you, regardless of opinions or anything. It takes time though, right? So it takes time, and it takes patience. And as the book said, but these things don't matter at all, because once you are real, you can't be ugly except to people who don't understand. And I mean, I can remember, even on my healing journey, for a while before I even accepted myself or loved myself, it was like I had to, I don't know why I did this, but I felt like I had to make people understand where I have been for me to be understood. And I mean, to be fair, I've been through a lot of things that the common person can't. Especially when you're younger, you can't really relate to a lot of people. And I can remember getting so good at leaving things at the door, like whether it's you're going to work or your friend's house or whatever, you don't want to bring in, like whether it's whatever your trauma is or abuse, whatever you're going through at home, you never really know what somebody's going through. But I can just remember getting so good at hiding like what was really making me feel ugly, but also, walking into a room and having to put on this fake face of being someone that was not real or authentic either. And I think that once you learn to love and accept yourself, the beauty flows. You walk into a room and you don't need people to understand your trauma to feel understood. I don't know if that's for other people or if I'm just projecting at that point, but I don't know. Now I'm seeing a diamond, think of a diamond. I'm seeing a diamond for whatever reason, and the properties of a diamond. What is it? Yeah, it's found in the mud, and it goes through a lot of pressure and resistance, and it is not an easy process for it to become beautiful. And whoever this is, you're a fucking diamond. And you should know that. And I think that who is intuitively led to this message, I don't know if this is like a sign you were needing, or if you were feeling like you needed, I don't know, maybe you were looking for that acceptance or okay or go ahead. But like, let me just tell you, you are perfect and you are beautiful, and it took a long time, and you should be proud of yourself. And I really feel like who this is for, there's a lot of things, new things coming in, and maybe it just takes, I tell a lot of people too, it's like, if you want happiness, genuine happiness or peace is typically one step outside of your comfort zone. But back to the child theme here, I just want to grab a message because maybe it's an inner child thing. You got to be like a child to get into the kingdom of heaven. And I'm not saying that in like a biblical or Christian way. I'm saying like for your experience here and now, the kingdom of heaven, like you can choose, do you want to be real? Do you want to, carry that beautiful, authentic soul self with you? Are you ready? Are you ready to take that on? That's no longer caring what other people think. It only matters what you think, But, yeah, I don't know, a message for inner child here. Let it go. Let go of all that no longer serves you. Be present, find clarity in the moment. Man, I tell you, there is just something about being in that present moment. You can't have any problems if you're in the present moment. Really, if you really think about it. Do what you need to do. It may be difficult, but now is the time. Maybe there's some last minute shedding, things that you need to get rid of. Flow with the rhythm, get lost in the rhythm of music or movement today. I love that because movement definitely helps trauma move out of the body. Maybe let's just get some emotions that can go with that. What needs to be moved out of the body still to embody this authentic self? Forgiveness, okay. Forgiveness either of yourself, if you see there's even a child, so maybe forgiveness of parents, siblings, loved ones, forgiveness of the self, instinct, you know. Bittersweet. Grief. Yeah, okay. Gratitude here. Yeah, this message is definitely for someone that maybe you still have to work through a little bit of grief. Maybe it's bittersweet. Maybe, a lot of people do have such an identity with their past or their pain, and some people don't even know who they are without their pain. It's kind of scary to, it's an ego stripping, really, but it's an ego trap too, because you aren't what happened to you. And I've never ever seen anybody, nor myself, experience not ever ending up okay. So whatever it is you are going through, I mean, your entire life you've always made it out, right? You'll never not be okay. Just a couple message. What's coming towards this person? Or the collective, what do they need to know? Justice wants to come up. 3 of Pentacles. Yeah, you're at a crossroads. But it's going to be moving. Some things, so whatever you feel stuck, whether this is emotional or mental or literal, this could be career, love, whatever. I feel like you're so close to just leveling up on a soul level. Your consciousness is rising. I'm getting for a lot of you. 2026, it's December 2025, but this is going to be timeless reading. So whenever you're here listening to this, this is when it's matters. But I'm feeling within about 2 to 3 months, things are going to take like a massive shift in a beautiful way for you. So hang in there. What else does Spirit want to say to the collective? Slow and steady wins the race. Toxic things. Let's see. Oh yeah, Queen of Cups. Beautiful. You are beautiful. Let your emotions guide you, but with that being said, let your heart guide you. And remember, when you do become more authentic, and if you are trying to listen to your higher self or God, whatever, pick your color, just remember that that intuitive voice, that one that you should listen to, it does not carry fear with it. It is quiet and it is still, and you will feel it. If you get messages that feel heavy, or if you're feeling your motive is out of fear, anxiety, or pressure, or whatever you name it, that's not for you. You know the difference. You know what you have to do. But I'm telling you, that intuition, that guide within you, it's neutral and it's subtle. But the more you listen to it, the louder it gets. And the more you kind of turn yourself over and surrender over to your authentic, beautiful soul truth, that is when, miracles do happen. That's when outside support, unseen support comes in. A lot of people, this is for some of you, don't be shy to ask, especially like, even angels or a guardian angel, that is one thing that literally from the dawn of time, that is the one thing that all religions have a common belief in is angels. So ask your angels, your guides, your spirit guides, whatever you want to call them. Ask them for help. We have free will, and they aren't going to be able to intercede unless you ask. So all you got to do is ask. But anyways, this message is for somebody truly beautiful, and don't be afraid to be a kid again. You're exactly on time, and beautiful things are coming in for you. But yeah, much love. I don't know where I'm going with this reading. I'm kind of just going with it. But I wanted to get that out there. Good things to come, guys. All right, much love. Thank you. Like, share, subscribe. Shoot me an email, wisdomrosepetal@gmail.com, or hit up my Etsy shop if you want a more personalized reading. Anyways, if you're still here, thank you so much for your time.